Play Burley's tactics board. De Bruyne comes through again. 135. Craig Burley takes to the touchscreen to analyse Kevin De Bruyne's dominant performance in Man City's 10 win at Chelsea. 135,356 AMBST as the Premier League goes into standby mode for the international break. The red and blue halves of Manchester eye each other cautiously over the top of the table. Only Tottenham can claim to be capable of keeping pace, and those claims are hardly watertight. United have crushed almost everything in their path. City are as good as they have ever been. The rest of the league is beginning to fall away. Chelsea have lost twice, Liverpool have drawn thrice, and Arsenal, for all their improvement, are still, Arsenal. But at least all of their managers can rest easy as the World Cup qualification campaigns resume. Over at Goodison Park, Ronald Koeman has spent a small fortune and somehow made Everton much worse. The pressure on him is starting to build. Performance of the weekend, and it's Manchester City again. They've had bigger margins of victory this season, but in terms of an all-round performance, they haven't played better than this in years. At the home of the champions, they boldly took the game to Chelsea, flooding the midfield and pushing Antonio Conte's side back on their heels. Fabian Delph's display as an inverted left-back was as impressive as it was surprising, and as for Kevin De Bruyne, well, Chelsea will rue the day they let him go. We wanted to see how City would fare in their first proper test. It looks like they passed. Unnecessary dig of the weekend. The Harry Kane team. It's quite possible that Pep Guardiola genuinely forgot the name of his title rivals. It had been quite an evening, and gifted people can be surprisingly forgetful, but it's hard to think how he could have been more insulting and more off the mark than this. Kane is, as will be reaffirmed below, Spurs' outstanding player of the moment, but HES hardly a one-man team. Guardiola watches enough football to know that Christian Eriksen has been outstanding, that Eric Dier is at his conscientious best, and that any one of Spurs' three centre-backs would push for a place in his own team. Goal of the weekend. Lindsey Parnabiaf. Getty Images. The first Tottenham goal was a gift, but the second was a message. A message to everyone who has written Spurs off because of this nonsensical Wembley curse. It was a glorious exhibition of one-touch passing, a rapid, ruthless demonstration of the heights that this team can reach. Spare a thought for poor Huddersfield, who had only conceded 3 goals before Saturday but couldn't stop them. Indeed, their efforts to break the move only brought its resolution, but we're not going to let that take the shine off. Tottenham may not win the title, but they are certainly contenders. Player of the weekend. Akai. So HES not so hot in August, but by thunder, he certainly makes up for it. September. This month has brought Harry Kane 11 goals, 13 if you count the 2 he scored for England against Malta. The manner of the brace he picked up against Huddersfield on Saturday goes some way to explaining his success. The first was a cool, composed finish, a goal that looked far easier than it should have done. The second was an unexpected moment of absolute class, lashed home from outside the area. Whatever your definition of world-class is, Kane meets it. Dive of the weekend. There are those who wish that Dele Alli would cut out the nasty side of his game. The little digs, the elbows, the unwise hand gestures. But not here. Ali's edge is one of his selling points. But the diving that we could do without. When it's so bad and so obvious that your own manager criticizes you in the press, labeling your actions as unhelpful to football itself, you should probably take the hint and stop doing it. Unexpected development of the weekend. Mark Curtin action plus via Getty Images. No one's really been speaking about Arsenal since that awful day at Anfield, but they've started to quietly creep back up the table again. The team that can't ever seem to defend properly appear to have made a breakthrough. Their 20 victory over Brighton Hove Albion was their 4th clean sheet in a row in the Premier League. How unlike Arsenal. The rest of October looks kind as well. Trips to Watford and Everton await before the visit of Shotty Swansea. They could be back in the top 4 by November. Predictably bad performance of the weekend. No one would ever have you believe that Crystal Palace are one of the more accomplished sides in the Premier League, but they shouldn't be this bad. The players who successfully won the relegation battle last year under Sam Allardyce are still there, with the obvious exception of Wilfried Zaha and Christian Benteke, both injured for lengthy periods. But this is what happens when confidence evaporates. This what happens when the life is beaten out of a team. Manchester United could have put double figures past them if they felt so inclined. One to watch after the international break. We'd love to be all edgy and hipsterish and say that Brighton's six-pointer with Everton is the one to keep an eye on, or that Watford are just the sort of underrated outfit, capable of pulling Arsenal's pants down in front of everyone, but we respect you more than that. It's Liverpool against Manchester United, Jurgen Klopp's beautifully flawed Cavaliers against Jose Mourinho's militarized and organized Roundheads. And we all know how that one ended. Cavaliers 0-1 Roundheads, and the Cavaliers manager literally got the chop afterwards. This could be the biggest game of the season so far.